Now since I'm running out of ideas, I'm just kidding, I'm not. But want to go ahead and make this video anyways because I had the GoPro Hero 8 for quite some time now. I might as well make a dedicated video of the accessories that I use on this device. How I'm able to achieve some of these B-roll shots that you see on my channel. And so in case you were curious or you picked up a Hero 8 and well, you just want to find out what are some accessories available for this camera, this is what I use day to day. Now let's do this quick before that coffee gets cold. Starting off with number one, the most important one is a memory card. Now with the Hero 8 Black, this camera can capture footage at a higher bit rate than ever before. This allows you to capture more data, so you will be left with more to work with in case you gotta do color correction when you're editing during post. Now the Hero 8 does support a 256GB SD card. With this, I'm able to shoot 4K over 7 hours at 60 FPS. That's more than enough footage for a full day of shooting. And the best value SD card in my opinion is the Samsung ones. It's rated 3, which is fast enough to support the bit rate that this camera can capture. So if you're constantly shooting 4K, a large size memory card is a must. And battery is also crucial, especially when you're doing an entire day of shooting. So I always carry at least 2 batteries on me. Typically, from my experience, 2 was always enough juice for me. And makes carrying this little small battery a lot more convenient than carrying a giant battery bank. Now, picking up the charging dock for your batteries, that is optional. The reason why I haven't purchased one is because I still have my Hero 7 and I usually charge the 2 at a time that way. So I never really needed the docking station, although I'm going to consider picking one up after this video. So I'll link the one that I purchased in the description in case you're curious. Now when I'm shooting outdoors, ND filters are your friend. And since the Hero 8 doesn't have a detachable lens cover where you can actually remove, you're gonna have to pick up one of these frames. Now this is the Freewell version and it comes included with everything that you need, so you don't have to buy anything separate. And it not only gives your camera a little bit more protection from making contact with the lens, but it simply just opens up from the back and you simply just pop into place like so. And then the back part just slides in and now your camera is fully secure. And with this housing, you also have 2 hot shoes, which I'm gonna show you what I use this for in a little bit. Now you do have little mounts right here, which is really awesome. So you can still attach it to all your other GoPro accessories. And the ND filters in this kit come included in this metal container and just pops out like so. A microfiber cloth is included and here you have 4 ND filters to choose from. So you have ND4, ND8, ND16, and then you have the regular polarized filter. And this one just simply pops in like so and it locks on really well too. You still have full access to the little door back here, which means you can still take it off, insert the SD card. I like to personally take off the door and use the door to insert it like so. Now the way I typically have this set up when I'm running and gunning, I have these Rode wireless that I like using, and using the hot shoe on top, I just slide it in like so. Now unfortunately, since this is a Hero 8, you are required to use an adapter if you want to use the audio jack for the microphone. Insert it like so. There's a little 90-degree, so you're less likely to damage that port, and you just connect it like so. And using one of these GoPro tripod, which also extends, this is basically how I shoot on the go when I'm recording with my Hero 8. And basically this is how I pretty much record on the go. And then of course, since this is the wireless go, this is gonna be our microphone. I usually just attach this. You can put this in however, you can connect it to a lavalier mic if you want. Basically, this is the audio from the Rode Go wireless. So pretty much this is how I always shoot on the go. There is a little dead cat that they include, so I do clip that on if I'm outdoors, but this is basically how it looks like with this polarized ND filter and the setup that I use most of the time when I'm outdoors. And of course, it does extend, so I can place it on a table, and basically this is like your little mobile station. And of course, this wireless go also works on other cameras. Like I could use it on my Sony if I want to, or you could swap this out with like other shotgun cams, like this other Rode microphone that I have. But I mean, I think this is overkill. You could buy a shorter version, but typically I don't really like using these honestly anymore. I prefer using this. The microphone sounds a lot better in my opinion, unless you're trying to capture a crowd of people. But if you're curious on how it will look like, it looks like this. This is how it will look like if you use one of these giant ones on the GoPro, but it works The frame is strong enough that could actually keep it steady without shaking. Now, unfortunately, you do have to take out the door for this, but you can also buy a third-party door that has like a little opening for the USB-C port. I don't find it necessary because this works just fine for me, but if you're interested in picking that one up, I'll link it in the video description as well. Other accessories that I use most of the time is this. Having one of these car suction mounts is awesome when you're trying to capture B-roll shot. These things are really awesome and the suction is really strong. I know people that attach these on helicopters, racetracks, going over 100 miles per hour. These things stay on, especially if you apply a little bit of liquid underneath. It will definitely stick on whatever surface of a vehicle you left it on, but I personally prefer leaving it on glass. So I recommend picking up one of these if you haven't yet, if you're trying to capture footage of a vehicle moving. Other accessories that I like to use the most is this little mouthpiece. These things are really awesome and I prefer using these than the regular head straps that GoPro provides. With the mouse guard, I mean, it's easy to place in and take off. It just gives you a natural point of view than before. It's like a little bit above your head. It just looks out of the ordinary. This is awesome when you're doing video reviews on cars or you're just trying to capture a B-roll shot of you walking down the streets. And these things are really inexpensive. There's a little hole in the middle so you can still breathe and chat with people, believe it or not. And as for a tripod, I recently went ahead and picked up this one. This is one of those mini tripods. This thing is awesome because it not only acts like a awesome handheld grip, but when you have it attached to your GoPro, it also extends. And on certain theme parks, they don't allow you to bring selfie sticks. This barely crosses the line where it shouldn't give you any issues. I took this thing to Disneyland and I had it fully extended. Nobody gave me any trouble or anything like that. I did get questioned on the checkpoint, but past that, they gave me the okay because it's not long. And it's awesome because again, it acts like a tripod, gives you the right height that you need, and everything just collapses and folds in like so. It's extremely portable. There is a bigger version of this as well if you need the full extension like a regular tripod, but this one's perfect for me. Other than that, you could also buy a standard tripod. But yeah, those are the accessories that I use the most with my Hero 8 when I'm capturing B-roll footage. If you're curious where you can find these, I'll be sure to link them in the video description down below. And if you just recently picked up a Hero 8 and you want to find out some awesome tips and tricks, I go ahead and cover that in this video. I pretty much show you all the new features that the GoPro innovated on their Hero 8. So be sure to check that video out if you haven't yet. And then this video over here, that video is just a YouTube video that YouTube is recommending specifically for you. They say you're gonna like it, so give it a shot. And go ahead and watch it and let me know in the comments if YouTube was right. Anyway, folks, thank you so much for watching. Take care and I'll catch you all in the next one. See ya.